Hi guys, it's Elizabeth here again, and it's my pleasure having you back on our today's presentation. I hope you were able to learn one or two from our previous presentation, and today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of working with a translator. We have the do's that come alongside working with a translator. We also have the don'ts that comes alongside working with a translator, and these are very important details you need to know when working with a translator. So let's dive deep into this. So maximize accuracy and impact of your translated materials. Build strong relationship with your translators. It is very, very important, and avoid costly mistakes by understanding the key guidelines. So in this presentation, we're going to be listing some of the do's and some of the don'ts you need to know, just like key guidelines for you to know what you need to do with your translator. So let's move to the first do. So the first on our list is to make sure to provide context and background. It is very, very important that when you are giving a translator your documents to translate for you, make sure to provide the context and the background behind this translation. Number one, the main reason why it is important to do this is for purpose and audience. Share the document's goal and target readers clearly. This is going to help the translator know the target reader and be able to provide in accordance of your purpose and your audience. Then number two is the style guidelines. Make sure to include brand guidelines and glossaries for consistency. Make sure you're providing this to your translator. Then for terminology, explain industry term and acronyms to avoid confusion. You know, when you want to translate a legal document, you need to let your translator know that this document is a legal document, to avoid using layman term, because in the legal industry they have their own terminologies they use, they have their own acronyms they use. So you need to explain to your translator that this translation is all about so industry, so that your translator will be able to pick and know the right terminology to use in this translation. For example, is a marketing campaign for a new drug. It requires specific content. So far you've heard the word drug, you know it is pharmaceutical. So when you are using if a translator is to use a terminology in this context, it is going to be along the pharmaceutical area or the healthcare area. So make sure to always provide context and background so that your translator will be able to give you the best translation service you need. So the second do on our list is make sure to be clear and concise in the source text. Simple language, use unambiguous words, avoid jargons and slang. You know, it is very, very wrong when translating a document. The language is not as simple as it should be. That now involves using ambiguous words or jargons or slang. It is not professional at all. So number two is to proofread. Check text carefully before sending to translator. Make sure to check your text one after the other before you send it to a translator. Then for the facts is clear text cuts translation error by 30%. For this is, you know, a lot of us, when we get documents, most of these documents are hard copies. Some don't come in soft copies. So when it is hard copy, you need to scan this document to send to your translator. And in most cases, a lot of people do not know how to use the cam scanner or their camera very well to be able to enable them get the best of the best pictures. So in this process, if you don't know how to use your cam scanner and to get the right angle for the right picture, your text is going to come out blurry. And once your text come out blurry, it is going to be very hard for the translator to be able to pick the necessary word, and finding it difficult to pick, and this can cause errors in your translation. So make sure that when you are snapping with your phone using your cam scanner, your text are very, very clear. This is going to reduce your errors. It's going to reduce having errors in your translated copy. So the third do is make sure to allow sufficient time. Make sure to allow sufficient time. In our previous presentation, we laid emphasis on sufficient time. You know, it is very, very wrong of you to some clients are very, very they are very, very dynamic. A client can send a document to you 10 o'clock on dot and would be telling the translator that he needs that translation to be ready by 10:01. You can see that is rush. You are mounting pressure on your translator, and once you're doing that, your translated copy is going to come out with error. So now let's look at the list here. Make sure to always plan ahead. Translation takes time, and avoid last minute rush. Translator, it takes time. Translation is not done by magic, it is done by human, and humans are not machine, so it takes time. Make sure to give your translator as many time as possible that is needed for this translation to be carried out, and also avoid last minute rush, or avoid it. Number 2 is to make sure to include review. Allow time for thorough review and revisions. You see, a lot of you, because of the pressure you mount on your translator, your document will not get the necessary review it needs, or the revisions that it needs. And when we are not revising the job that has been done, when a translator is not revising this job and is not reviewing it, it just did the work sharply and just sent it to the client like that, it's not the translator's fault, it is that of the client, because the client is actually mounting pressure on this translator. So make sure to always include time for review and revision for your documents before it is actually sent down to you. Then for the number 3 is the quality costs. Urgent requests may increase cost and reduce quality. This one is called express service. We have a lot of clients like that will say they need, like the example I have laid before, a client is going to bring the documents 10:01 and we say he wants the documents to be ready by 10:01, 10 o'clock to 10:01. You can see the time space. So there's no how we're not going to charge for express delivery. So make sure you give sufficient time for your translator so as to be able to get the best translated copy. Then for daily output, a professional translator at least produce 2,000 to 3,000 words per day. So your translator is not a machine, neither is he or she a robot. They need sufficient time to be able to carry out your job effectively. Don't expect word for word translation. Do not expect word for word translation. Because there are language differences. Every language has unique structure and expression. Russian language is different from Spanish language, so you see there's going to be a unique structure and expression, different structure and expression in these languages. So meaning over words, translation should convey meaning and not just word to the reader. When you are reading a translated copy, it should convey a meaning and not just reading of words ordinarily without meaning. So for the trust expertise, let your translator adapt text for cultural relevance. Then for the impact risks, literal translations can undermine message effectiveness. You see, literal translations can undermine the message effectiveness. So do not expect word for word translation. So the next on our list is don't use machine translation without human review. Yes, you can use your Google. You know, we have Google Translator, right? You can use your Google to get your document translated. You can use AI to get your document translation done. But then when you are using these machines and you are using them for your translation, make sure to always get human review, because this machine are not 100% accurate. Machines can make mistakes, same as human. So make sure to get human review before the submission of this translated document that you've gotten from the machine. So let's look at the list of what we have here. We have MT as tools. That's the machine translation. Aids speed for easing accurate alone. Machine translation is good, right? But it's only 8 speed for easing accurate alone. Then for human oversight, always allow a human translator review and refine outputs. Always allow a human translator to review and refine the outputs that you've gotten from your MT, which is your machine translation. Then for cost benefits, combining MT with human review cuts costs up to 60%. MT means machine translation. So for accuracy parts, MT alone achieves around 70% accuracy. MT alone achieves around 70% accuracy. Now, don't make changes after delivery without consulting the translator. You see, we've had instances like this where we're going to deliver a document to a client and the client is going to alter that translated document. It is a crime. to even do that. Even if you want to effect any changes to your translated document, make sure to consult the translator first, and make sure the translator has given his or her go ahead before you can actually carry that out. Or the best thing is to actually send it back to the translator to do or make effects of changes on it by himself or by herself. So let's read. Changes affect consistency. Last minute changes can cause translation errors. Anything can happen in the process of making changes, and there's going to be errors in your documents. Nobody's to be blamed for this. You are to be blamed because you didn't carry your translator along and you didn't allow your translator to do it. Then consult your translator. Involve translators in post-delivery test revision. Always make sure to involve your translator. For example, is changing product names. Changing product name imparts all translated mentions. So now this is the last part of this presentation, which is the summary, and it is also the key takeaways. Number one is to always communicate openly and share full text. Always make sure to communicate openly and share full text to your translator. Number two is allow enough time for quality translation. We mentioned it earlier. Always give your translator enough time, sufficient time, to be able to give you quality translation. Then number three is trust professional translator expertise. Trust it. So far the person is a professional translator. Trust the translator expertise and see what the translator is going to deliver. You do not have to panic. Then avoid unedited machine translations and literal interpretations. We mentioned it earlier. Machine can be accurate, but machine is not always accurate. So try as much as possible to avoid machines, and even when you use machine, make sure to always involve humans to be able to help you review what this machine has done for you. So investing in quality translation ensure accurate and impactful results, and strong collaboration foster successful global communication. Strong collaboration fosters successful global communication. So this brings us to the end of this presentation, which is all about the do's and don'ts of working with a translator. I hope you were able to learn one or two from this presentation, and if you have any opinion or any of the experiences you might have had or encounter in the past or just anytime, make sure to drop one of two of your comments in the comment section, and we are going to attend to it. We would even be glad to get to hear from you. So guys, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on your notification button, and you will be the first to be notified when we upload educative videos like this. And see you in our next video. Bye.